Morning, it's Sarah from Empowered Mothers Network. I'm just going to do a little video this morning for you guys. It's New Year's Eve, so the kids are in nursery for the morning and I thought I'd do a little bit of cooking. So I'm going to make a quick video on how to make dukkha. So if you've not heard of dukkha or dukkha, however you want to pronounce it, before, there's a recipe that I use which is in the cookbook Nourishing Newborn Mothers, and that's by Julia Jones of Newborn Mothers, which is a great cookbook for recipes to sustain you in the first days, weeks and even months after having a baby. And dukkha's one of those little recipes that it's really quick and easy to make, and it's really nice. It's just like a little kind of snack. It's like a combination of nuts and seeds, and they're just really nice to either like mix with bread and olive oil and have a little bit of a dunk, or maybe sprinkle over like vegetables and things, to roast vegetables, just to give a little bit more flavour. It's got a really good flavour to it, and it's just really simple and quick to make, so I'm going to show you how. Okay, so I've just got my ingredients prepared to make the dukkha. I've also just preheated the oven to 180 and lined a baking tray there with some baking paper, and that's what the seeds are going to go on. So these are all the ingredients you'll need to make the dukkha. So firstly we need 1/4 cup of fennel seeds, which is this one here. We also need 1/4 cup of cumin seeds, which I've got here. We need 1/2 cup of the black sesame seeds, which is this one. And also 1/2 cup of the sunflower seeds, which is there. And 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds, which I've got some in here. I think I might need to get a few more of those. And finally 1/2 cup of the almonds, which are in here. And we also need 1 teaspoon of salt, which I'm going to measure out when I make it. 1/4 cup of coriander powder, which is over there, and 5 teaspoons of turmeric. So I'll write that all down. If you're in the UK like I am, then these recipes, I make a lot of recipes that I find online, and a lot of them are in cup measurements, which is a US measurement. So I have got a set of these little cup measurements here, and they also say how much milliliters it is as well there, as well as cups. So I think I got those at Lakeland. I don't know if they still do them or not. I only got them a few years ago, I think. But there's like a set of 4, like 1 cup, 1/2 cup, 1/4 cup and 1/8 cup. And they're really useful if you are in the UK, because I had no idea what a cup measurement was. So I used them for quite a lot of recipes, and they come in for this one. So those are the ingredients you need, and then I'm going to put it together. There is a bit of toing and froing in and out of the oven with this recipe, but it's pretty straightforward. Basically, I've put out here on the tray the fennel seeds, the cumin seeds and the black sesame seeds, and then kind of just giving them a bit of a pat out to make sure they're sort of nicely distributed on the tray and they're not all lumped up together. So basically I'm just going to shove that in the oven at 180 for like 3 to 5 minutes, just to toast them off, and then get them out and set them aside and leave them to cool. Right, these are just come out of the oven now, so these are toasted, and it smells quite nicely of the cumin seeds in here. It's smelling pretty good. So these ones are toasted. So next we've got the sunflower seeds, which I've not been picking out honestly in those 3 minutes. Sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Some of mine look a little bit different because I think I started to like mash some of the seeds up a little bit, so we'll see how this goes. I should have put just whole pumpkin seeds in, but I had some that needed using. So I'm going to pop them in the oven now for about 5 to 10 minutes for these ones, so a little bit longer than the last set. And then we'll do the same again and set them out to cool. So it's really important that we get these out and leave them to cool before we start like grinding them or mixing them or anything like that, because of the oils, the natural oils that come in them. So if you like grind them or mess with them while they're still hot, the oils sort of come out, and you might end up with like more of a a buttery, mushy consistency rather than the powder, which is what we're aiming for. So I'm going to put these ones in now, and then we'll have the final batch after that. Also, the times for toasting them are a guide, so do keep an eye on them whilst they're in the oven. Just make sure that they're not burning or catching in any way. So it might depend on like the power of your oven. It might be a shorter time or the longer time frame, because like 5 to 10 minutes is, you know, there's a bit of room either side. So just keep an eye on them and make sure they're not like burning or catching or anything. The last thing we have to toast out of all those seeds is the almonds. So they're going to go in a minute when the sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds are finished toasting, and they're going to go in for about 10 to 15 minutes depending on the strength of your oven. Right, everything's been toasted now, taken out the oven and cooled down, so I'm ready to mix everything together. Now, you're kind of supposed to mix everything to like a chunky consistency, and then add the salt, the coriander powder and the turmeric. But I've gone in all gung-ho this morning and just wanged everything in already, so I've kind of wanged everything in together. So yeah, this is how mine's turned out after giving it a quick blend. So it's not too bad really. It tastes pretty nice. So yeah, there you go. You can see the black bits in mine. Again, my blender isn't, my little chopper on my food processor is kind of dying as well through being really old. It's not fab at blending tiny little seeds like this either. So it's a little bit sesame seedish, whole-ish, but it's okay and it tastes yummy. So yeah, just serve it with, like, you can serve it whatever you like, crusty bread and olive oil, for nice olive oil for dipping. It's fantastic with this. Or you can scatter it over roast vegetables. It's really good for digestion, this. So again, leave it maybe the first couple of weeks after having a baby, but when you're sort of more towards month 6 weeks in and you can eat a few more variety of different foods, this is fab just to have as a snack or for lunch or something. Just to help your body digest other foods as well. As you can see, it makes quite a decent amount there, so you store it in an airtight container and just keep it in the fridge and it'll last quite a long time. You'll know when it's gone, you'll be able to tell. But yeah, it's just a simple and easy snack to make and it's pretty nice, it's pretty delicious really. So hope that's helped and you can have a go yourself, and maybe with a better food processor, and maybe do it and don't just wang it all in like I did.